let's talk for a moment. So, I was at a local event this past weekend, and we had a lot of our newer members receive their awards of arms. And it was really emotional. It was a lot of fun. It was a really, really good time because it was really good to see this crop of new members get the recognition that they've earned so many times over. But one of the questions that came up, and I should have seen this coming because we don't talk about this, and we should, is a lot of them were asking, so what does this mean? What do I call myself? And what does this circlet I have mean? And what can I do with it? So I'm really going to concentrate on Onstiora specific insignia, but I'm hoping that people from other kingdoms can take this information with them as well, because there's a lot of it that I know covers most of the SCA. First of all, there are two groups of awards that you can receive early on in the SCA, and there's the non-Armigerous Awards and the Armigerous Awards. If you have received no award at all, you need to introduce yourself just by your name. I am Ivo Blackhawk. My wife is Lilith MacGuffin. My son is Thomas Blackhawk. There are no honorifics with that. Some people say my lord or my lady, which I don't personally like because A, it's not historical, and B, it is a title. It's hinting at lord or lady. And the practice came from, well, we don't want people to feel left out, and I've never heard any new member actually say they felt left out because of the title. When you are first in the SCA and you are asked to sign your name, or what name do you want to go by, or how do you want to be called, you just go by your name. I am, like I said, I am Ivo Blackhawk. I went by that for a year and a quarter before I got my AOA. You don't have any titles, so there's no honorifics in front of that. We didn't use Mr. or Mrs. In history. There were some cultures that had some equivalents there too, but in the SCA, we don't use Mr. or Mrs. We don't go by last names. You would never call me Mr. Blackhawk. That's a modern construction. Well, colonial construction really, but it's not medieval, at least not in England. If you need to identify someone specifically, or you need to be identified specifically, it's the full name. Ivo Blackhawk, Lilith MacGuffin, Thomas Blackhawk. Those are, that's how you do it. There are no titles starting in. And you just go by your name. There's nothing to be ashamed of in that. There's nothing wrong with that. And, even though I now hold a grant of arms, I still tell people to just call me Ivo. So it's not like you're expected to give that up when you earn rank. But let's move up. Now, if you receive a non-Armigerous award, an award that does not carry any rank, what do you call yourself? Well, we just said it doesn't carry any rank, so you're still calling yourself by your name. I hold two awards. They're strapped to my belt right now. I hold a Baronial Service Award and I hold a Kingdom Service Award, and they're both non-Armigerous. If those were the first awards I ever received, it wouldn't change my styling in the least. I would still be Ivo Blackhawk. My wife, if that were her situation, she'd still be Lilith MacGuffin. The awards can carry a lot of emotional significance, and they do say something about you, but they do not convey rank. That's the important thing. Now, what happens if you receive an AOA level award? Most people receive an actual award of arms first in their awards when they've been playing, but some people receive other awards. What happens if you receive an AOA? Okay, an AOA carries rank. It is part of the Armigerous tier of awards. It's the second tier. At which point you may refer to yourself as Lord or Lady, or any equivalent term from any of the cultures effectively worldwide. We're now learning that there are some terms that are considered ungendered in the Mediterranean, some of the Mediterranean regions. The Chinese had a number of terms specific to their culture. Japanese, South Asian, Indian, North African. There are actually a lot of terms that you can choose depending on your persona. Find a persona that you like or that you're interested in, and you can style yourself with that title. Now, what does that mean? What did that mean for me? It means I could go by Lord Ivo Blackhawk or Lord Ivo. I have never been called Lord Blackhawk, and I don't ever want to be. It sounds weird. The medieval convention, that's a very broad term, but the 1470s English convention was the title attached to the first name and then the last. So it is Lord Ivo Blackhawk. And that's how you would style yourself. Now, I myself, I like seeing that written down, and I sign my letters that way. And in formal circumstances, I will ask people to address me as Lord Ivo. But truth be told, if we're on the archery range or hanging out at a revel or working in the wood shop, it's just Ivo. You have the privilege of rank. That doesn't mean you're required to call yourself that. Now, what about the insignia for rank? Now, Onstiora a number of years ago started giving out metal circlets that were worn right across the brow, and they were usually made of a flexible metal that you could bend a little bit to help clamp into your hair so it would stay in place. Now, they weren't doing that when I received my AOA, so I don't have one. But someone asked me, so does this mean I have to wear this circlet? Well, and the answer is no. The award insignia you receive is just that. It is an insignia, but it is not a. It's not a holy relic. That particular item is an example you can display. You can use to convey your rank, but it is not the only one. Matter of fact, this is a thistle. This is the thistle I received. This represents the award I received, rather, for storytelling in Bardcraft. But this physical award is not the one I received. I received a leather medallion, which I wound up giving back to the crown a little while later because I had purchased this thistle. I wanted this on my awards mantle. So can you go and buy a different circlet? Can you have a set of circlets that you choose from that are different colors? Yeah, absolutely. Now, in terms of what does it have to look like, that boils down to your kingdom's conventions. In my kingdom, there's actually a size limit. Your circlet cannot be wider than a certain width before it starts being considered a coronet. And a coronet is reserved for nobility or royalty. Let's not go there. You're not there yet. But in our kingdom, for the circlet, yeah, you can go buy 7 or 10 or 12 circlets, whatever you want. I mean, there's the rules are how wide, and I think there's some guidance on colors, but all told, you can go buy as many as you want, as long as you're only wearing one at a time. Of course, stacking them doesn't do anything for you either until they start looking like, you stack them 12 tall and they start looking like some funky coronet. People are going to look funny at you, but we look funny at ourselves a lot of the time. We're all a bunch of goofballs. But joking aside, are you bound to that award insignia? Do you have to wear that award insignia, that specific physical item you're handed in court? No. As a matter of fact, little story for you. Now, you can't see it in much detail, but this boat anchor, which is made of sandstone and feels like a brick on my neck, don't worry, I love it. This is just the most awesome award. Now, this is my falcon in archery. This is not the actual award the crown was going to give me. It was the one they handed me, but there's a story there. Marcus, a friend of mine, was behind the thrones when he watched the Prince and Princess of Vendham have the scroll read for my receiving this. And Her Highness was about to give me a different medallion with this insignia on it. And there's a video of him madly reaching for his belt, and he rips this one off of the belt and taps Her Highness on the shoulder and hands her this one. And this is now a legacy award. That means that this physical item has a history of a man before me wearing it. And he was so moved by my receiving the award that he wanted this insignia for that award to be given to me. So this physical item, separate from being an award, carries a lot of emotional significance for me, which is why I will probably not give it up anytime soon, if ever. But the rank I have is conveyed in a piece of paper. I can wear any insignia I want to convey. I can wear any type of insignia I want to convey that rank or that award. I could go buy another falcon. I could have a metalsmith or a jeweler make another falcon as a different pendant or a brooch or something to wear with a different outfit. There's no rule against that. But another example, I can modify the award. This was given to me as a brooch. This was a wooden plaque brooch with a pin on it that was designed to be clipped to your shirt or your mantle. My outfits don't lend themselves that way, so I used a tool and ripped off the pin, cleaned off the back, and then I mounted it on a copper mount so that it's now a pendant. You're allowed to do that. It's still a thistle. It's still that award. This is the garter I received for my Star of Merit. Do I have any specific emotional attachment to this that's going to prevent me from ever replacing it? No. But this garter and I have been through a lot together, so I'm certainly not going to give it up anytime soon. I'm just a little attached to it. And I could go into detail, and we haven't even gotten to the grant awards and all of the regalia that goes with them, or nobility, or the landed nobility and everything that goes there. And if you look at all of the things that get handed over during a peeraging, that's a video all into itself, and one I'm not fully qualified to give. But if you're a new member and you've been called into court, understand that first of all, find out what type of award you received. Is it armigerous or non-armigerous? If it's non-armigerous, it's really cool, and honestly, seriously, I'm dead serious. Congratulations on getting that award. I have never, in a quarter century of the SCA, seen an award that in itself is innately easy to get. If you were called into court, a bunch of people somewhere were absolutely convinced down to their core you earned it, so congratulations. But ask if it's armigerous or non-armigerous. If it's non-armigerous, congratulations, you're still just you. If it's armigerous, then congratulations, you are lord or lady or leard or, like I said, every nation, every culture in the world had some title or something equivalent that we kind of rope into the SCA metric. In my case, I was Lord Ivo Blackhawk. That's how you call it. That's how you style yourself. And someday, hopefully, you're going to get called into court and given a grant of arms. And then you'll be lordship or ladyship. Or in Anstiora, sometimes we go by honorable lord or honorable lady. Or if you're a heavy weapons fighter and you get a centurion, we call you centurion in respect to the Roman military rank, not dissimilar from a U.S. Army infantry captain. And maybe someday, years from now, you'll get called into court and they'll call a peerage circle up and they'll invite you into the order, at which point you'll probably be called master or mistress or maestro or 100 other titles, or maybe even knight or dame. But those are for the future. Those are another time. For right now, for all the new members out there who are just making it to their first events, their first times called into court, I hope this sheds a little light. I hope this gives you a little bit of perspective on that first adventure. And if you got an award and it's a non-armigerous award, congratulations. Seriously, those are awesome. And if you got an AOA or an armigerous award and you're now Lord or Lady or whatever title you choose, research it, have fun with it. Congratulations. Until next time, I'll see you at the next event. Might even see you in court. Goodbye and God bless.